Every day offers you an opportunity to save a life. You could save a drowning child from a pool, perform CPR, or pull somebody out of a car in an accident. Those are a few ways lives are saved every day. Most of us are not put in positions regularly to be heroes. Fortunately, drownings and CPR are not everyday occurrences for the general public. However, bad things can happen all the time. Whether it's emotionally or physically, there are ways to prepare yourself for situations in which you could step in to help save a life. Taking action now could even help to prevent such situations from happening in the first place. Here is the top 10 list of life-saving action that can be taken easily today. Number 10. Know your way around the buildings you frequent. Emergency exit routes are important because they provide a clear, safe way to evacuate a building in case of a crisis or disaster. Identifying emergency exits and emergency exit routes are an important part of your survival. One of the first things you should do when walk into a bar, shop, movie theater, or anything remotely close to those buildings, immediately scope out the emergency exit light, staircases, fire extinguishers. When you arrive to any large venue, you should locate all exits, first aid centers, bathrooms, and visitors center. Number 9. Listen during the flight safety instructions. Although plane accidents are not that frequent, it is always better to be safe than sorry. Safety instructions will explain where to find and how to use emergency equipment you, as a passenger, may have to operate. In case of an emergency, a well-briefed passenger will depend less on crew members and have a better chance of survival. So, no matter what you're doing, it's far more important to give flight attendants your full attention for 2 minutes. Their instructions can save your life. Number 8. Learn the Heimlich maneuver. The Heimlich maneuver is a life-saving first aid technique. It is performed when someone is choking and unable to breathe. The maneuver consists of a person wrapping their arms around the other, using the technique to thrust a piece of food or foreign object out of their throat. People choke to death daily, from kids to adults. The Heimlich maneuver is a pretty simple way to prevent death. The maneuver is applied when an object becomes lodged into the windpipe of an individual, and needs to be dislodged. You would be surprised by the amount of people that do not know how to perform the Heimlich. Don't be that person that someone else dies around because you couldn't help them. Go take a short class on it, and prepare yourself to save a life. Number 7. Donate to charities. Your donation can change someone's life. You might think about charity as something you do with the extra change you find lying around, or by supporting a friend running in a local race. However, the modest amount of charity can accomplish, when given to the right organizations. It's common for charities to make big promises, and in most cases they can't deliver. But a few can truly demonstrate impact. With these charities, your donation can make a real difference. Donating to charity is a fantastic way to use your resources to significantly improve the world. However, where you donate really matters because some charities are much more effective than others. That's why evaluating charities based on their effectiveness is really important. Number 6. Make yourself available to others. You may be doing fine, but others around you may be suffering internally. This could be kids, co-workers, spouse, or friends. Anyone can suffer from depression or have suicidal thoughts. Keeping communications open with the people around you can save a life one day. Talk with your loved ones, let them know you are there, and available should they ever need anything. By empowering our youth to be strong, and take a stand against something that is not right, we can help them make the right decisions, and potentially help those in need. Bullying and harassment can drive kids to suicidal thoughts. Keeping the communication lines open with our youth, and encouraging them to reach out to those they see in need of a hug or a helping hand can prevent these tragedies from happening. Be that supporting anchor in the lives of loved one or a complete stranger. Make yourself available to others. Number 5. Become a bone marrow transplant donor. Bone marrow is a soft, spongy material found in your large bones. It makes more than 200 billion new blood cells every day, including red blood cells, white blood cells, and platelets. But for people with bone marrow disease, including several types of cancer, the process doesn't work properly. Often, a bone marrow transplant is a person's best chance of survival and a possible cure. A bone marrow transplant is a medical procedure performed to replace bone marrow that has been damaged or destroyed by disease, infection, or chemotherapy. This procedure involves transplanting blood stem cells, which travel to the bone marrow, where they produce new blood cells and promote growth of new marrow. There are cancer patients all over the world that are in need of a bone marrow transplant. Diseases like leukemia are life-threatening, but can be treated medically with bone marrow and stem cell transplants. Number 4. Learn CPR. CPR, or cardiopulmonary resuscitation, is an emergency life-saving procedure performed when the heart stops beating. Immediate CPR can double or triple chances of survival after cardiac arrest. Do you have a family member or a friend who has a chronic illness? Maybe you know someone who has asthma or even simply allergies. Knowing CPR can save their lives, it can also save yours. If you know CPR, and you happen to be in a situation when a stranger needs help, you'll be able to help and give that person a better survival rate. CPR training is available to anyone and easily accessible. CPR skills. It's easy to think you will never need them if you haven't witnessed a serious accident or injury. But it's time to think again. One day a friend, family member, colleague, or stranger may rely on you to save their life. The few short hours you spent learning the skill of CPR can be richly rewarded. Number 3. Become a blood donor. Blood transfusions are a daily occurrence. Since blood cannot be created in a laboratory, and there are no substitutes, patients depend solely on donations. Many people are not aware of just how important blood donations can be. Approximately 1 of every 7 people admitted to the hospital need blood. Many different people experiencing a large range of conditions require blood provided through donation. There are several blood types, and the rarer ones are always in higher demand. One of the rarest types of blood, O-negative, can be given to patients of any blood type, so donations of O-negative blood are especially needed. If you do not know what blood type you are, it may be helpful to find out. If your blood type is rare, your blood donation would be especially appreciated. However, all donations, no matter the type, are always needed and valued. Number 2. Washing hands. The practice of hand washing is essential to preventing the spread of disease. Soap effectively eliminates germs that would otherwise be spread to surfaces, items, food, and other people. And it keeps you safe from them too. In poorer areas, where the risk is greatest, proper hand washing with soap can reduce cases of diarrhea by 30%. Respiratory infections like the common cold are also reduced by 20%. This is a huge benefit to those communities, as every reduction is also preventing the spreading of those illnesses. It is also important to know when to wash our hands, after going to the toilet, and before touching food. These are critical opportunities to prevent the catching and spreading of germs, so forming a reliable hand washing habit is essential. Number 1. Do not drive under the influence. Any amount of alcohol in your bloodstream can impact your driving ability. The effects of alcohol abuse vary greatly, putting you at risk for causing an accident or highway injury. Safe driving requires the ability to concentrate, make good judgments, and quickly react to situations. However, alcohol affects these skills, putting yourself and others in danger. When alcohol is in your system, it affects how quickly you're able to respond to different situations. Drinking slows your response time, and can influence your concentration, which can highly increase the likelihood of an accident. With affordable taxi options available at the swipe of your smartphone, you should never have a reason to get behind the wheel of a car impaired. Thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed. If you like our content, please consider to like and share. Don't keep your thoughts to yourself. Leave comments below and subscribe to stay tuned with us. See you next time.